Welcome back, dear friends, Princeton Academy course on the Advent of Divine Justice. Dear friends, this is the Princeton Academy course exploring the Advent of Justice. And dear friends, we are on part 11. And in this section, dear friends, we will be covering paragraphs 42 through 44. And the topics that will be covered are injustice, divine justice, and justice in America. Excellent, dear friends. So let us get into the paragraphs. Paragraph 42. So great and transcendental is this principle of divine justice, a principle that must be regarded as the crowning distinction of all local and national assemblies in their capacity as forerunners of the universal house of justice, that Baha'u'llah himself subordinates his personal inclination and wish to the all-compelling force of its demands and implications. God is my witness, he thus explains. Were it not contrary to the law of God, I would have kissed the hand of my would-be murderer and would cause him to inherit my earthly goods. I am restrained, however, by the binding law laid down in the book, and am myself bereft of all worldly possessions. Know thou of a truth, he significantly affirms, these great oppressions that have befallen the world are preparing it for the advent of the most great justice. Say, he again asserts, he hath appeared with that justice wherewith mankind hath been adorned, and yet the people are for the most part asleep. The light of men is justice, he moreover states. Quench it not with the contrary winds of oppression and tyranny. The purpose of justice is the appearance of unity among men. No radiance, he declares, can compare with that of justice. The organization of the world and the tranquility of mankind depend upon it. O people of God, he exclaims, that which traineth the world is justice, for it is upheld by two pillars, reward and punishment. These two pillars are the sources of life to the world. Justice and equity is yet another assertion, are two guardians for the protection of man. They have appeared arrayed in their mighty and sacred names to maintain the world in uprightness and protect the nation. Bestir yourselves, O people, is his emphatic warning, in anticipation of the days of divine justice, for the promised hour is now come. Beware lest ye fail to apprehend its import, and be accounted among the erring. The day is approaching, he similarly has written, when the faithful will behold the day star of justice shining in its full splendor from the dayspring of glory. The shame I was made to bear, he significantly remarks, hath uncovered the glory with which the whole of creation had been invested, and through the cruelties I have endured, the day star of justice hath manifested itself and shed its splendor upon men. The world, he again has written, is in great turmoil, and the minds of its people are in a state of utter confusion. We entreat the Almighty that he may graciously illuminate them with the glory of his justice, and enable them to discover that which will be profitable unto them at all traditions. And again, there can be no doubt whatever that if the day star of justice, which the clouds of tyranny have obscured, were to shed its light upon men, the face of the earth would be completely transformed. God be praised, Abdu'l-Baha in his turn exclaims, the sun of justice hath risen above the horizon of Baha'u'llah. For in his tablets the foundations of such a justice have been laid as no mind hath from the beginning of creation conceived. The canopy of existence, he further explains, resteth upon the pole of justice, and not of forgiveness, and the life of mankind dependeth on justice and not on forgiveness. Small wonder, therefore, that the author of the Baha'i Revelation should have chosen to associate the name and title of that house, which is to be the crowning glory of his administrative institutions, not with forgiveness, but with justice, to have made justice the only basis and the permanent foundation of his most great peace, and to have proclaimed it in his hidden words as the best beloved of all things in his sight. It is to the American believers particularly that I feel urged to direct this fervent plea to ponder in their hearts the implications of this moral rectitude and to uphold with heart and soul and uncompromisingly, both individually and collectively, this sublime standard, a standard of which justice is so essential and potent an element. Excellent, dear friends. So now let us explore our introduction. The beloved guardian Shoghi Effendi expands on justice as one of the important qualities of a rectitude of conduct. Shoghi Effendi cites a number of statements from His Holiness Baha'u'llah and Abdu'l-Baha in paragraphs 42 and 43 to illustrate the nature of divine justice referred to by Baha'u'llah as the most great justice to be established through the revelation of Baha'u'llah. Now, dear friends, let us explore some major key points from these paragraphs. Over the last 10,000 years, humanity has persistently experienced various systematic injustices. Human nature has the potential to commit good and evil, and there is evidence in human history demonstrating both behaviors. A weak spiritual reality can result in the dominance of physical reality and its agent ego to determine the moral choices we make. If we use our powers to establish love and an authentic relationship with others, then justice prevails. The justice established through a revelation from God is referred to as divine justice. Divine justice, not forgiveness, is the shelter of the world of existence and a foundation of the life of mankind. The American nation was established on an ideal of justice or fairness to all, although in practice, justice has proved a challenging concept to realize. Now, dear friends, let us get into these paragraphs. Injustice. As mentioned, over the last 10,000 years, humanity has persistently experienced various injustices, such as slavery, genocide, torture, forced conversions, and domination of women by men. Nations have often directly or subtly abused a particular religious, ethical, or racial minority. The aggression and violation of human rights resulting from these injustices have been woeful and tragic. Here, dear friends, we see illustrations of injustice against women, slavery, and genocide in these pictures. There is no doubt that human nature has the potential to commit good and evil, and there is evidence in history demonstrating both behaviors. His Holiness Abdu'l-Baha's model for human reality clearly describes how the ability to do both good and evil are associated with human nature. His Holiness Abdu'l-Baha states that there are three realities embedded in man: physical reality, the intellectual reality, and the spiritual reality. Abdu'l-Baha describes these three realities. Man is endowed with an outer or physical reality. It belongs to the material realm, the animal kingdom, because it has sprung from the material world. This animalistic reality of man he shares in common with the animals. This is the second reality. Man is endowed with a second reality, the rational or intellectual reality, and the intellectual reality of man predominates over nature. All these sciences which we enjoy were the hidden and recondite secrets of nature, unknowable to nature, but man was enabled to discover these mysteries. And out of the plane of the unseen, he brought them into the plane of the seen. Spiritual reality is eternal reality, an indestructible reality, a reality belonging to the divine supernatural kingdom, a reality whereby the world is illumined, a reality which grants unto man eternal life. The attitudes, words, and deeds manifested by a human being are dictated by the degree to which these three realities are developed and the balance between these realities in an individual. Dear friends, we find this quote in Abdu'l-Baha in Foundations of World Unity, pages 50 through 51, and I have put it in the form of bullets for ease of reading. Root causes of injustice. A weak spiritual reality can result in the dominance of the physical reality and its agent ego to determine the moral choices we make. Injustice emerges when we seek power to dominate and control others. However, dear friends, if we use our power to establish love and an authentic relationship with others, then justice prevails. Hence, an authentic application of power results in the establishment of justice. Love is a unique human relationship through which both giver and receiver of love feel good and are satisfied. His Holiness Abdu'l-Baha describes love as the secret of God's holy dispensation, the manifestation of the all-merciful, the fountain of spiritual outpourings, heaven's kindly light, the Holy Spirit's eternal breath that vivifieth the human soul, the cause of God's revelation unto man, the vital bond inherent in accordance with the divine creation in the realities of things. The one means that ensureth true felicity, both in this world and the next. The light that guideth in darkness, the living link that uniteth God with man, that assureth the progress of every illumined soul. The most great law that ruleth this mighty and heavenly cycle, the unique power that bindeth together the diverse elements of this material world, the supreme magnetic force that directeth the movements of the spheres in the celestial realms, revealeth with unfailing and limitless power the mysteries latent in the universe. The spirit of life unto the adorned body of mankind, the establisher of true civilization in this mortal world, and the shedder of imperishable glory upon every high-aiming race and nation. And we find this reference, dear friends, in selections from the writings of His Holiness Abdul Baha, page 27, and the bullets are added for emphasis. And fun note, dear friends, Hallmark cards have nothing on His Holiness Abdul Baha's writing here on love. Justice has a lofty rank in the Baha'i teachings to the extent that His Holiness Baha'u'llah refers to it in the hidden words as the best beloved of all things in His sight. He counsels His followers, "Turn not away therefrom if thou desirest me, and neglect it not, that I may confide in thee. By its aid thou shalt see with thine own eyes, and not through the eyes of others, and shalt know of thine own knowledge, and not through the knowledge of thy neighbor. Ponder this in thy heart, how it behoveth thee to be. Verily, justice is my gift to thee, and the sign of my loving kindness. Set it then before thine eyes." The justice established through a revelation from God is referred to in the Baha'i writings as divine justice. And this hidden word is from the Arabic, it's the number 2 hidden word in the Arabic. His Holiness Baha'u'llah refers to the manifestations of God as the manifestations of divine justice. Divine justice represents the will of God for a particular age, revealed to humanity through the laws, ordinances, and teachings of a new religion, destined for a particular period of human history. Through divine justice, an authentic relationship is established between people through love and upholding the standards of justice through the enforcement of divine laws. In paragraphs 42 and 43, the beloved guardian Shaykh Effendi cites a number of statements from His Holiness Baha'u'llah and His Holiness Abdul Baha to illustrate the nature of divine justice, referred to by Baha'u'llah as the most great justice to be established through the revelation of Baha'u'llah. Dear friends, we share with you some major points raised in these quotations. Divine justice, not forgiveness, is the shelter of the world of existence and the foundation of the life of mankind. The great oppression experienced by humanity is preparing it for the coming of the most great justice through the revelation of Baha'u'llah. The purpose of justice is to create unity and to establish tranquility. Reward and punishment are the 2 pillars of justice. Divine justice and equity are the two guardians protecting humanity. Divine justice was manifested as a result of the shame and cruelties inflicted on Baha'u'llah. Divine justice illuminates humanity and clears the confusions in the minds of people. The face of the earth will be completely transformed through divine justice. The foundations of divine justice have been laid in the tablets of Baha'u'llah. And here, dear friends, I've made some depictions where it says the two pillars of justice are reward and punishment. And here it says divine justice and equity are the two guardians protecting humanity. Dear friends, in order to highlight the significance of justice and distinguish it from forgiveness as the foundation of the New World Order, the beloved guardian mentions in paragraph 44 that the crowning institution of the Baha'i administrative order is referred by Baha'u'llah as the house of justice, not the house of forgiveness. Toward the end of paragraph 44, the beloved guardian Shaykh Effendi urges the American Baha'i community, collectively and individually, to uphold with their hearts and souls the standard of moral rectitude of which justice is so essential and potent an element. The great emphasis given by Shaykh Effendi to the issue of justice in the advent of divine justice is not surprising in light of the injustices embedded in many aspects of American society. This is despite the focus of American political thought on justice ever since the founding of the nation. Justice is the ideal on which the American nation was established and has been the driving force behind political thoughts and concepts. Unfortunately, dear friends, achieving justice in practice has proved very challenging due to the prevalence of prejudices, corruption, and violence in American society. The legal system is harsh towards the poor and lenient towards the rich. White-collar criminals receive mild sentences for serious offenses, whilst the poor are severely punished for minor wrongdoings. And that's it, dear friends. We finished part 11. We look forward to present part 12. Thank you so much.